There's a quiet corner in the tumultuous history of Marvel Comics, a space occupied by two hearts that simply refuse to let go. It's the story of Clint Barton and Bobby Morse, Hawkeye and Mockingbird, a relationship so profoundly entwined with pain and perseverance that it stands as one of the great, tragic romances. Imagine a love born in the crucible of conflict. Clint Barton, the street-smart archer, and Bobby Morse, the brilliant S.H.I.E.L.D. agent turned spy, were drawn to each other not just by mutual attraction, but by a shared understanding of their dangerous world. Their courtship wasn't filled with candlelight dinners, but with daring missions, whispered confessions under the cover of darkness, and the unspoken knowledge that any moment could be their last. They found solace in each other, a haven amidst the chaos, and in a surprising twist for two such independent spirits, they quickly married. Their bond was fierce, immediate, and utterly sincere, a defiant stand against the solitude their lives often demanded. It wasn't just a marriage, it was a desperate anchor in a world of constant motion, a quiet promise of a future they both yearned for, yet knew might never fully arrive. But, as is often the case with such intense connections in the superhero realm, their love was destined to be tested, stretched, and ultimately fractured by the very lives they led. The initial cracks began with secrets, betrayals, and the unbearable weight of their responsibilities. The most significant turning point, a wound that would fester for decades, came with the infamous Crossfire incident. Mockingbird, captured and drugged, was manipulated into betraying Clint, and in a desperate act of self-defense, allowed the villain Crossfire to fall to his apparent death rather than saving him. When Clint learned of this, his reaction was one of profound shock and anger. He couldn't reconcile her actions with the woman he loved, not understanding the full context of her trauma and the impossible choice she had faced. This single event, a moment of moral ambiguity and deeply personal pain, shattered their trust. They divorced, a painful acknowledgement that their individual traumas and the secrets born from their dangerous professions were too heavy a burden for their marriage to bear. Yet, even in separation, their story was far from over. Their lives continued to be a relentless cycle of loss and reunion, often cruelly orchestrated by external forces. There was the heartbreaking period where Mockingbird was believed dead, seemingly killed by Mephisto. Clint mourned her deeply, his grief a raw, public wound that drove him to acts of vengeance and self-destruction. This profound loss was a testament to the enduring depth of his love for her, a love that persisted even in her supposed absence. Then came the shocking revelation years later. Mockingbird had not been killed by Mephisto at all. The woman Clint had mourned, the Mockingbird who had returned to him after his grieving, was in fact a Skrull imposter, part of the secret invasion. The real Bobby Morse had been abducted years prior. Her return was a moment of immense relief, but also agonizing complexity. How do you rebuild a relationship when years of shared history, grief, and even intimacy were based on a lie? The trauma of her abduction, the years spent impersonated, and the fresh wound of discovery for Clint added layers of emotional scar tissue to an already deeply damaged bond. Each reunion felt less like a fresh start and more like picking at a wound that stubbornly refused to heal. They were two damaged people, forever marked by their individual sufferings and the shared agony of their history. Their attempts at reconciliation were often fraught with misunderstanding, lingering resentment, and the sheer difficulty of navigating a civilian life when their instincts were honed for espionage and combat. They've faked their deaths, they've been replaced, they've been divorced, yet through it all, an undeniable thread of connection has always remained. It's a powerful, often painful, exploration of love and loss in the world of superheroes. The very fabric of their love seemed woven with threads of agony, yet also an undeniable resilience. They've never truly been able to fully quit each other, always finding their way back to one another's orbit, even just to acknowledge the lingering pain and the unbreakable, if unconventional, bond that still exists. Their story is a powerful, perhaps even agonizing, testament to love's enduring, sometimes paradoxical power. It reminds us that even heroes bleed, and that some connections, no matter how fractured by life's cruelties, simply refuse to be severed. Their saga is a poignant reminder that love in the face of extraordinary circumstances can be beautiful, devastating, and stubbornly resilient all at once. What are your thoughts on Clint and Bobby's relationship? Is it a true romance, a cautionary tale, or something else entirely? Share your insights in the comments below. Until next time, keep exploring the intricate tapestries of these incredible characters.